Well, I'm Aubrey. This is Jack. I said it for you.
I'm Jack.
Yeah.
Hi.
And we're going to be talking about RPG and D&D horror stories. We got these from two different subreddits, r/D&D horror stories and r/RPG horror stories.
She checked him out beforehand, so I have no idea. We are going to be both kind of reacting and talking about these stories.
He is the forever DM of the group. He's been DMing for, 5-6 years now?
6 years. I did it right around COVID.
And I played a little bit as a kid, but then mostly I've been playing weekly with our group for 5 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I do not have much DMing experience. He has a lot. I have a lot of player...
Have you ever DM'd, actually?
I've DM'd a one-shot or two. Yeah. So I
Still
have a lot more player experience than him. So we got a good balance here. And also, we've been dating and marrying while in the same... Dating and marrying... Some of these deal with relationships. Also, we are married and had been playing in the same group before we started dating, while we were dating, while being married. So we have a lot of experience with the relationship side of things. The first one will be fun. I called this in my notes, the woman character story. So, yeah. For context,
Big enough of a deal that there's one woman in this group that you had to write it down in the notes?
No, there's not a woman in this group. For context, for all of the years we've played, I've been the only woman in the group. So, which is fine, but I do, believe it or not, I have some experience with being a woman. So, we'll be talking about this. I know, crazy. Okay, this one is from RPG Horror Stories. And it says, new DM made fun of me for playing a woman. Already, I know, the wheels are turning. There is a bigotry warning on this one.
If there is any content warnings, we should let them know.
This one has a content warning for bigotry, so take care of yourself. Hello, this story happened a few years ago and was online, but it recently came back to my current memory and I thought I'd share. I'd been playing with this group of people over Discord for 4 years at this point. We're all open about our personal lives, incredibly tasteful when we joke usually, and are just generally good friends. The old DM, who I'm going to call Eric, not his real name, after the last session of his campaign, asked if anybody wanted to DM. Literally everyone said they'd rather be a player, but were willing to be a DM if needed, which I think is pretty standard in a lot of groups, at least for our group. Like, we've all said, like, we're willing to DM, but we do like the good thing we have going.
Yep. As forever DM, typically whenever a campaign ends, I take, like, a month or two break just to kind of, like, reset, kind of chill out, don't burn out. It really helps me with the hobby, and so I'll be like, hey guys, someone should run a mini campaign or some one-shots in this time.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to, then we just chill and kind of go our own separate ways, and a few months later I get everyone back together.
But yeah, so it's pretty normal to, take a break as a DM, or at least see if other people want turns. It's nice to get a break. Literally everyone said they'd rather be a player but willing to be a DM if needed. May I reiterate, we all said we were willing to DM if needed. After hearing this, Eric told us that he had a friend who wanted to learn how to DM anyway, so it'd be fine. We cut to a week later, we scheduled the night to play, and I was excited. I just discovered that I was gender fluid at the time, so I was excited to play my first female D&D character. Her name was Haldif Cassia. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. She was a neutral good hill dwarf Circle of Spores druid. Kind of a fun character concept. That was based on magical girl animes like Sailor Moon. The reason you laugh is because we've had this magical girl anime storyline that I've been talking about for years of DMing one day. I haven't, but
she has yet to grace us with that campaign.
Well, maybe we'll have to make that into a playable one shot that we can release or something. That'd be fun.
Or we could try and record that or something like that.
I do not trust myself. But anyways, I came up with a backstory, thought about her voice and unique lines she would say, and even made art, which isn't something I usually do for characters. So yeah, pretty cool. Getting excited. I entered the call and met the new DM. For the sake of this post, we're going to call him Alex. Alex was fine. Nothing about him seemed inherently off at first. He talked about the homebrew world he created, and it was genuinely interesting. He made a post-apocalypse style fantasy world with different factions that your character could be a part of. Think Fallout, but with magic. The DM asked us to introduce our characters, and with me being ignorant and excited, I went first. I was getting into describing her backstory of her noble parents selling her to a hag in order to save their own hides, but the hag ended up loving her and training her in the ways of fungus. Alex, after I was...
The ways of
The Ways of Fungus, yes. Which, again, fun character concept, cool backstory. Alex, after I was done describing, asked me why I use words like her and she to describe Haldeef. I wonder why. That's a great...
The mystery of the world.
I know.
One of the biggest mysteries of the world.
No way to understand why a character would be described as her and she. I know. Note.
As we all know, women are not real.
No women, yep, not real. Note, he didn't ask in a genuine or curious way. He asked with a mildly aggressive tone. Frankly, even if it was genuinely curious, I don't understand why that question needs to be asked.
Yeah.
Like, they said it's a her, just call it a, like, it's a fictional character.
Hey fellas, play a female character. It's kind of fun.
It's fun, yeah, just like play...
It's just like playing a male character.
But it's a girl.
But, girl, there's no difference.
And
I'm playing a College of Whispers bard right now, and
it's fun.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, well, just change it up once in a while. It doesn't matter. Even if, like, this is talking about being gender fluid and stuff, but even if you weren't gender fluid, like, it shouldn't be a problem for you to play fictional characters that are nothing like your real life, you know? So, that's my opinion. So he didn't ask in a genuine or curious way. He asked with a mildly aggressive tone. I can't mimic it through text, so just imagine how a Christian mom would point out how you're smoking. I, in confusion, just said the truth, that she was a girl. Shocking, I know. Alex then proceeded to ask why I would play a woman when I presented myself as a man in that same tone. I explained what being gender fluid was, and how sometimes I wanted to act more like a woman than a man. He proceeded to laugh in my face and say, "Oh, you're playing a joke character." I know, you're in pain, I can tell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, what else are you supposed to say that? Like, this dude just sucks, like... I can't believe that in a post-apocalyptic world with magic and fungus spores and, like, matrons and shit, that you're shocked that there's a woman? Is the population not, like, at least...
I'm telling you guys, women aren't real.
They're not real.
They're not real.
Nope.
I don't get... Has this guy ever read a book written by a man, but the main character was a female? Has this man ever heard of, like, Mistborn? Is Mistborn a joke book?
Does this fictional world have women? Like, is it just...
Oh my goodness. It's dudes going through mitosis. They just, like, duplicate. So it's a slightly different dude every time.
But then there's the added layer of offense when it's like, if this person is gender fluid and you just met them and you just, like, assuming that explanation being, like, a joke character, it's very, very rude. Especially when you don't know a person. I don't know. When I'm playing with a new group of people and I don't really know anything about them, why are you, like, being...
You're trying to make the best of friends. You're trying to be on your best behavior.
Well, it also, but just, you know, hearing people out. Like, I don't feel like I would, like, argue with someone about their character choices if I'm, like, a first-time DM with, like, a new group that I don't know. I would just, like, be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, move on. So, yeah. Oh, you're playing a joke character. I explained to him that it wasn't a joke, and he didn't understand. He said that it had to be a joke, otherwise I was a liberal gay T-slur. Eric then proceeded to kick him from the server in less than 19 seconds. Good on Eric.
Very good on him.
Very good on him, because, yeah, once you start throwing on slurs at the table, yeah.
Yep.
Did this guy need to put out, like, a DMing table rule that you're not allowed to play women at the beginning or something? Or is he just literally never considered putting himself in the shoes of anyone else ever in his life? Because that'd be my other question. Has he met a woman?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If he's talking like that, unlikely.
And again, I know that the whole point is that part of the pain point of this story is that they're gender fluid. But again, even if they were, like, a heterosexual cis male, what's the problem with playing a fictional druid woman? It shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, and I love how he assumed that, anyway, liberal gay T-slur. I just want to reiterate that's what his decision to say was. But Eric kicked him in 19 seconds, so that's good.
Yep.
I understand that this isn't the worst thing in the world to happen, but it really stuck with me and made me feel insecure about playing Haldif or any other woman at the table for a long time. I did eventually start playing a female half-orc storm herald barbarian, cool, named Gura in the following campaign, but that happened after my old character died in a boss fight, which helped me reignite my passion for female D&D characters. Glad to hear it. Now, I must talk about the reason why this came back to my current memory. Well, that's because Haldif may come back. My group is starting to learn Pathfinder 2E, and I may try to convert Haldif into that system and play as her in the new campaign. Again, I know it's not the most spicy story, the most dramatic, but I wanted to vent it out somewhere. I hope you enjoyed reading the story, and that you have a pleasant rest of your day. So anyways...
Well, I gotta say, A+ to Eric for immediately kicking him out.
Yeah.
Like, if they're starting to do that, just...
First 5 minutes?
Yeah,
that was first character introduction.
Yeah.
They didn't even start playing.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Communication is key, and being open with your party and talking to them is very important. But also, if they're doing that straight off the rip,
Not even a red flag. That's just
that's a red bomb.
Yeah.
That's like a Looney Tunes like red stick of dynamite lit in your hand.
TNT with a fuse blowing up. Yeah, it's not even a red flag. Just get out of there. And it sounds like that's what y'all did. But still, it's too bad that it made them insecure about like playing female characters. Especially if that's something that they were like, it was kind of like a brave step for them or a new world that they were experimenting with. Like. That sucks that made them insecure about it. I hope the other players in the table were, able to kind of, ideally, would be able to kind of, like, reassure them. But sounds like you worked through it. But anyway, yeah. So the first reply that I wanted to mention is this person who said, my character is a gnome. Okay. Is 250 years old. Okay. Has magical power granted by draconic blood. Okay. Is female. No! You can't play a female. You're not a female in the real world. That's how I felt. It's like, yo, this is a fictional game. This is happening in a world of post-apocalyptic magic. What are we going on about? And also, this is kind of what I thought you would identify with. This says, I'm a cis, straight, traditionally masculine male, and I've played a bunch of female characters. Played seriously, not as a joke or as a sexy warrior stereotype, but because I thought of interesting backstories and because I felt like it. People are so weird about these things. And I would agree.
There should be no difference. It's a character that you're playing in an imagination game.
In an imagination game. And it doesn't even have to mean anything about you. I literally tend to just roll the dice on, not literally, although I have before rolled the dice on whether or not, like, what gender my character should be. But normally I just feel like, haven't played a guy in a while, I'll play that one. Oh, we're doing a fun one-shot? Let me play something I haven't played in a bit.
Yep.
Like, it literally does not matter. I haven't played as many male characters as female, but I have played a good mix, like a solid mix. And I think most people at the table have, actually. Not everybody, but at least as far as one-shots go and stuff. We have a few people at our table who have, done different characters. I just don't think it should be that big a deal. I also played one time, like... Sorry, I was going to say I haven't yet. But right now I'm actively planning a droid character. I don't think gender really matters when it comes to fictional races and other forms of characterization. I really don't think it's very important in the grand scheme of making a backstory or playing a character. Especially, it shouldn't matter in first moment character introductions. It hasn't affected the story in the slightest. Let's see if I had any other fun replies. But yeah, mostly a lot of the comments are saying that they are like cis heterosexual males and they just play female characters pretty regularly. It really doesn't matter. Have you never played a video game and you've chosen like a female skin? Like, it really shouldn't be a big deal. And the slur is an extra layer. Had there not been like the rest of it, I don't know. As soon as you go slur mode in the first 5 minutes of interacting with the group, what are you doing?
Get them out of there.
Get them out of there, and I'm glad they did that. But yeah, can you imagine being like, oh wow, I'm really excited to have my first chance as a DM. I'm really excited to learn and start crafting a story with new friends. And you pull out a slur?
Ridiculous.
Crazy work. Anyway. So, that is the woman's story for today.
Catch us next time for the next woman story.
Catch us next time for the next
women
woman
are
story.
not in any of the other stories.
No, zero. No, actually, there are women in other stories, but
man.
I know. Okay, this one I referred to as bathroom break in my notes. This one is titled, "The Party Ruined Our Plan While I Was on a Bathroom Break." So, most of this campaign so far revolved around a city-state. We've been planning to take it over for the past 6 or so sessions. We've had 12 sessions so far. We had a meeting scheduled with the leader of the city-state, the Khan. Our plan was simple. We attack him during the meeting. At the start of the session, we had about 30 minutes of random RP, breakfast, and off-topic talking. After that, we went to the palace of the Khan. There, we were told that we need to wait 1 hour before we can speak with the Khan. The meeting wasn't delayed, we went there early. It's kind of funny. That's something I would do. Then I had to use the bathroom. I was expecting them to have RP during the waiting or talk about off-topic stuff. These happen a lot, which, yeah, as a big group, like, that definitely happens a lot. If either I wait to use the bathroom until it's, like, not my turn and everybody else is fine and dandy and they don't need me, or you just take a break, we talk, you know, just be people, you know, you don't have to keep playing. Sometimes we play without somebody there, but normally that's like their own free will to leave. Then I had to use the bathroom. I was expecting them to have RP during the waiting or talk about off-topic stuff since these happen a lot. Or even just skip to the meeting, attack the Khan, roll initiative, etc. But that's not what happened. I wasn't gone for long, to be clear. When I got back, I was informed that the rest of the party decided to not follow the plan. They started to raid/pillage the building we were in. This alerted the Khan, and now he is gone. This accomplished nothing. It only made things worse. Which I'm sure you can relate to.
Yeah.
This accomplished nothing, and it only made things worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been that person before. Because I wasn't there, my character got default dragged along. If I was there, I would have stopped this from happening. This was a really stupid move. Now, totally understand the feelings of being like, ah, yes, we have a plan that we've all agreed on, and then you leave and you come back and everything's like messed up. However, I would like to say that if you were there, you couldn't have necessarily stopped it from happening. Everybody gets to do, you might have been able to stop your character from getting dragged along, but I think while it's annoying that the other players decided for you to change the plan without you there, I also think that maybe that make me worried that you're thinking you could control the other characters had you been there, but that's not what happened. So,
yeah, in the end, you're only one vote with your friends, and so you gotta. Yeah, it really sucks that it happened, but.
Yeah, it sucks. I guess you can talk about it, but also at the same time, I don't think it would work super well to like retcon it. I think you kind of just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but if this is the big bad that you guys have been like working towards for a long time, I doubt that the DM's just gonna like screw you over. Or I would hope not. That like I think you guys will get another chance. I know it's annoying, but maybe just for future reference, make
Also,
a rule about
is-
pausing the game when somebody's not at table.
Also, it could make a pretty fun story point that, the big bad got away and now you have, like, a chase scene. Or just, it adds more story. Maybe the big bad is going to try new tactics to take you down because they're seeing you as more of a threat.
So yeah, really annoying, and I can see why you're frustrated, but I would definitely think just have a chat about it, figure out what you can do. But also, it's kind of done. This is a collaborative story, and sometimes you got to take those L's, even if it's not your fault. First reply says, what? Yeah.
That is?
Have you asked them out of character why they did that? When you made plans for 6 sessions just to be skipped during a 5-minute toilet break, something seems to be wrong with this group. Are they all murder hobos trying to play a computer game? And that's honestly fair. If there's maybe a mismatch, like you're playing very seriously or you've intended this to be a very serious, session or character, and then you're partied up with some, like, murder hobo characters, people who are not serious, that can be really frustrating. But also, if that's the case, this will not be the last time something like this happens. You're gonna want to address that, because otherwise this will be like a never-ending loop. Which unfortunately does seem to be very common in the hobby, where people come in with like different attitudes on, like how serious or unserious to make the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's various types of people in our group alone. We have some very chaotic people who love to do whatever they as a player think of.
It's really common,
yeah, very common.
And so the biggest thing is, if that's becoming a pain point, just address it, because burying it will only make it come up again and again and again and again. This person said, have you tried talking to the DM in your group yet? This seems really stupid of your group to just abandon an agreed-on plan without your input. Yeah, I would say it's kind of stupid, but also, again, I don't know. I mean, this seems more like a mismatch in player vibes, or, you know.
Or player goal.
Yeah, player goal. That's a better way to say it.
Maybe some of the players wanted to set up that meeting so that they could rob that place for maybe some magical items. You know, maybe they felt unprepared for that boss fight.
Yeah.
But might have not communicated that properly.
Or maybe there was a character interaction that happened while you were gone, and they didn't, you know, you didn't fully understand which still sucks from your perspective, but
we have very limited information on exactly what went down, because obviously OP was in the restroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, there could have been different circumstances that changed their plans, and so they had to do something else.
Yeah, this user said, wow, that really sucks here. I have so many questions about this. Yeah, me too. Why spend 6 sessions planning an elaborate plan just completely Leroy Jenkins the place the second you stepped away? How long were you even gone for? What reason did the party give for suddenly changing plans? And what did the DM say about all this? Also, you don't just raid a con's court without some kind of consequences. Did the party almost TPK, or did the DM just let the chaos happen?
Well, yeah, I gotta say, you spent 6 sessions to plan this out, and the plan was you get a meeting with the con, and you stab him to death.
That doesn't seem very realistic either. I feel like there's something being left out. Yeah.
That's not a plan.
No.
That takes 10 minutes to decide.
The other thing...
And also, if you're enemies with a public figure, and you're coming to the public figure and being like, hey man, or their assistants, and being like, hey, can I meet him tomorrow? And they're like, sure. That's a trap. They're gonna kill you, because they know you don't like them.
Well, yeah, and also that's the other thing, is we don't know what kind of, like, roles happened in game where it's like, somebody rolled like insight or something and felt, you know, had a reason. You know, we just don't know. Which is why conversation and communication would be very helpful, in my opinion. But yeah, if the DM just let the chaos happen, you know, maybe again that's a mismatch of intentions, you know, with the game. Yep. But also, if everybody else decided to go crazy the moment OP stepped away, maybe that it was OP's plan and not the group's plan.
Could be.
You know, it could be. No, I don't know. But an idea. This person said, party at 100% intelligence, the party. Party at 99% intelligence, you. That was kind of funny. Mean, but funny.
I gotta say, that's such glazing.
That is very glazy.
You're like, OP who wrote this, and we have no information, like we have nothing backing up that you're telling the truth.
Yeah. And somebody else said, WTF type of stupid is your DM to allow this? That I have mixed feelings on, because in general, a lot of things should be allowed by a DM. Very few things I think should be non-allowed, or restricted by the DM. But at the same time, let's keep in mind, everybody in this comment section, that we're hearing one side of a story.
Yeah. As a DM of 6 years now, most of the time I try, and if it is possible for the character to do it, then I let them do it. If it is, you know, within their grasp of potential, you know. If it's going to seriously mess with the story, or get in the way of another character, or it seems out of character for them, then I'll say, hey, wait a minute. You know, like, do you really think that is what your character would do? Do you really want to, like, step on that other person's toes because they're doing that? And if they double down and say yes, 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 then okay. Like, you can do it. Your character has the possibility.
But there will be consequences, right?
Yeah.
And somebody else said this, which is just, you need a table rule, no RPG while someone is in the bathroom. And I think that's fair. Like, I mean, you can't really go back and fix this, but like, either solve the problem, or maybe there's just a mismatch in intentions, and you'll constantly be worried, which is also isn't any fun. You know, this is supposed to be a game, everybody. Let's remember that. It's a very loved, enjoyed, and important game for a lot of people, but it is still supposed to be a game. That's what the G stands for. An RPG. I know. Shocking.
Okay, I was like, where's the G in D&D?
No, RPG. We're in RPG horror stories now, honey. This one, I wrote down my notes as being the same class. A same class issue. AITA. Oh, go ahead.
Don't get me wrong. Playing 2 classes can be very fun. Currently in my game, we have 2 wizards, a sorcerer, and an artificer. So I call it my party of wizards, because sorcerers and wizards, like, same type of
Lots
spell
of magic
list,
going on.
and artificers have the same spell list as wizards, so it's a heck of a time. It can be really fun, but
also we might be biased because of that.
Yeah, but everyone has very different, like, subclasses and different vibes to all their characters, so nobody feels like they're stepping on each other's toes.
We really do have our own specialties, for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like stepping on someone else's toes is a really big issue with either double classing or playing two classes very similarly. Like a ranged rogue and an actual ranger in your class can very much get in the way of each other because they serve very much the same purpose in the party. So yeah, gotta be very careful with it.
So there's our preemptive guesses on what might come up in this story. I say.
Oh wait, should we guess? Do you already know the class? I'm going to guess 2 people are playing it.
I wonder if he'll get this right.
Rogue.
No.
Warlock?
No.
Man, I don't think I'm gonna get this.
You should stop guessing. Okay. AITA, am I the asshole, for being angry at a player for returning to our campaign with the same class as me. Game started a while back, maybe 4 months ago, or so now. Initial party was 3 people, Rogue, Monk, and me, Paladin.
Oh, man. I should have guessed that.
I thought you were gonna, honestly.
It was in my mind.
Yeah.
But I thought Rogue and Warlock were more likely. Oh well.
Well, there was a Rogue in the party, though.
Yeah.
Initially, I worked closely with Monk over some character ideas as I'm newer to the system we're using, and he's been in quite a few campaigns here and knows the classes pretty well. Over the next few months, we gather a few more folks and now have a full party of 6, gaining a barbarian, a wizard, and bard. Monk then lets us know he has a work conflict that has come up and he can no longer join on the days we play, so he's leaving the game. We're all sad but sympathetic as real life happens and wish him the best. Totally fair. Happens, unfortunately. 2 weeks later, he informs us that work reversed his schedule and now he can join back in. Great. That would be huge. We're all excited to have our Monk back. He then says, I'm going to be making a new character, however, which felt very odd given the timing of things, but hey, he's technically rejoining, and if he wants to try something different, who am I to stop him? Well, the other thing I'd say is, what did the DM say? Did the DM want him to keep his character? Did they talk about his character and feel like that arc was done? Like, yeah, I mean, the OP is being very positive, but still, like, I'm really curious to know what the DM thought about, like, the previous character starting versus new one starting. But I get it. If there's a lot of new people that have been joining over time and you kind of just feel like you want to slot yourself into a different position in the party, I get it. Next session, he shows up, and he comes with a paladin. This felt especially weird to me, as we already had a paladin me in our party, and every other party member was a unique class. Yeah, I get that, but also, when you have 6 players at table, it's really hard to not have some overlap.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, like, there's 12 classes in the game, including Artificer, so there's enough room for every person to play 2 different classes and no overlap, but I feel like, I don't know, 4 or 5 classes have, like, like the highest pick rate, and the others are very minimally picked. Like, Ranger, Druid, and then Monk are
lowest?
basically, like, unplayed, whereas Fighter is, like, 70% or 60% of the entire D&D Beyond player builds. So, like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I did kind of flag that he said it felt especially weird to me. I don't think that's weird. I can see where you were maybe weirded out by it, but I don't think that's inherently weird. For a person to play the same class returning, I don't think he's trying to steal your thunder or anything.
But yeah, in the last campaign I ran, not the one I'm running currently, we had a smaller party of a bard, paladin, gunslinger fighter, and a druid, and then partway into the game we had another paladin join. And that was a lot of fun because they got to a little bit dude bro it up as the 2 tanks of the group. And so there's a lot of fun you can do with dual classes, but OP seems to not like that he's sort of treading into his territory, and he really should have talked to him about that.
Right. And he did continue saying, that every other party member was a unique class, and we were very much trying to go for a party balance angle so we could bounce our unique features off of each other. I understand that, but again, I think that there's so much room for different builds within one class. I mean, there's so many directions you can take that, and so I think it's a little disingenuous to say that this goes against the party desire of, like, each having your unique angle. I think that's a little, I understand it as a player, but I think that they might be being, like, a little, like, territorial, for lack of a better term, which I get as a feeling, but, yeah. Bitter and maybe feeling a little petty, I didn't say anything to the player, but voiced my concern with a few other party members who also felt it as weird he joined back with a class we already had. That's really hard. It's good to bounce off with other players, you know, get some other perspectives, but at the same time, I do understand if this person left the group for a couple weeks because of work and then returned, and you're now trying to, like, complain to the other players in the party and not the DM.
Yeah.
If you wanted to talk to somebody...
And not the player you have an issue with.
Yeah, not the player you have an issue with.
And talking to them.
But if you really felt like you needed to, like, prepare, bounce off before you went to the player, go to the DM.
Yeah.
Like, go to the DM, talk to the DM.
And also, like, you know, he's having issues with him playing a paladin because, you know, like, overlapping their area of expertise and their special abilities. Paladins are really good at, like, 3 things. They got some pretty good healing potential. They can be amazing tanks with their armor or HP. And they can have some insane damage output. How about you specialize on one of those, and he specializes on another? Like, maybe you try and focus all your points into getting as much damage as you can, whereas he just tries to get as high of an AC as possible and tries to tank for people.
Well, and maybe I'm biased, because maybe this is the support class character build coming out of me, but even if you guys have the same abilities, that does not limit your abilities to play unique characters in the game. I mean, again, when we have, like, a mostly wizard party, as an artificer, there's very few spells I have access to that everyone else at table doesn't already have access to. There's very few things I can do that everybody else can't. And I understand that annoying some different personality types, but really, I don't feel like that has limited my ability to be a, like, helpful party member or a, you know, a unique individual. That has not limited me in the slightest. Now, again, maybe that's just because I'm not interested in, like, power builds or anything. But I really think that if you try it in game for a few sessions, you might realize that you guys can be your own unique individuals at table and, like, still slot into separate sections of the party and not step on each other's toes. Unless you're going in with the attitude that it's going to be a problem, then I think it's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, in my opinion.
Yeah. I gotta say, playing double classes can be very fun.
It has a lot of opportunity.
Right now, I'm really trying to convince one of my players to run a game after I finish up my campaign. So in, like, a year or two, you know, like, I'm not trying to pressure them. I'm just, like, feeding them the idea.
Yeah.
And I'm going to another player and being like, hey, man, I say, let's play paladins or fighters. Let's be the dudest of bros, like Prince Charming style from Shrek or something like that.
Right.
Just play, like, the big dumb hunks, and both of us do that, and that sounds like so much fun.
There's tons of options there, and I mean, we also have another game we play where it's an all bard party. Now, I understand that, like, having an all unique party versus an all one class party is different, but there, again, I say, even as all bards, I feel like
there's been no overlap besides we all have bardic inspiration. Like, I'm playing College of Whispers, so I got a lot of, like, damage I can do with melee weapons, and then I have some control spells like Hypnotic Pattern, whereas Aubrey is playing a creation bard.
There's so little overlap. We do not affect each other at all.
She has a ton of utility. She's more like a wizard, basically. Yeah. And then we have another player who is like College of Invention or something very similar. They're both named basically the same. It's weird. And he is playing a power lifter character with gauntlets of ogre strength, and so he multi-classed into artificer to get the lightning gauntlets.
I really just feel like there's no limit to the amount of directions you can take this, and so if you're worried about stepping each other's toes, that's where you just have a chat with that player. Or the DM, if you want the DM to, like, mediate a little bit. But I really think that assuming automatically the moment you hear Paladin that it's, like, about you, might just be some territorial feelings coming up, which again I can understand, but doesn't make, like, a healthy idea to run with. The real trouble were his stats. We were all level 5 at this point in the campaign, so our DM asked him to create his new character on that same level, makes sense,
Yep.
and also gave him one magical item of his choice. You've done that a lot, yeah. If we've gone through a lot of missions, have gained some equipment, you'll let us choose like one. That's pretty standard, I feel like.
This campaign, I had you all start with a common magic item.
Yeah.
That was fun. Sometimes
But we
people
were level 1, so...
Yeah, but sometimes even nowadays, they'll be looking at their character sheet and be like, why do I have, like, this wand of smiles or something like that? Because they've literally never used it.
I used my awakened pot.
You did, and that thing's still alive, and we haven't talked about it in, like, a full year.
It's because I have him in my greenhouse. He's chilling.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's just fun to give just a little item for everyone
but also,
to start out
I think
with.
it does even out, because if it's a new character, they haven't been with the party for a long time, you can't give them everything.
Loot already. This person's coming
It
in
evens
with
the
nothing.
playing field.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though, according to the OP. The item he picked immediately set his strength to 19.
Okay.
This
Ogre strength gauntlets.
This essentially allowed him to make strength his dump stat. He is playing a melee-based attacker, and significantly boost everything else when building his character. Right now, he's got 8 more ability points across the board than the rest of the party. Sounds a little bit like an OP build, but again, that's within the rules that the DM set.
Yep.
I understand it being a little annoying. Again, like, if you feel like somebody in the party is trying to be OP, it's annoying, but I don't think that should really... I feel like that's a separate issue from the paladin thing.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like...
It just sounds like that guy is a little bit, well, very much min-maxing his character build to get as many points as possible, whereas it sounds like the rest of the party didn't. And so, like, we've had some troubles with that in the past.
I mean,
so
it's a pretty
definitely
common thing to
something
come
you gotta
up.
talk about if it's that big of an issue.
But I feel like you might have already been... maybe I'm wrong. But I would wonder if maybe OP was already a little biased because they were already frustrated with the paladin choice. That maybe then everything that came after that maybe, just kind of compounded the frustrations with that character. And, the 2 players he was already kind of like talking crap with, they might have just kind of felt ganged up a little bit. But that's my opinion. We haven't brought up our frustrations to the player or the DM.
Oh, double negative.
Double negative.
Does not make
you
a positive.
lose.
Does not make a positive.
You lose. Yeah. No. But I'm curious. Am I wrong for being bitter and angry at him for joining back as my class with insanely boosted stats, or am I being petty for petty's sake? I
gotta say, it's...
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand it. Like, I understand where he's coming from. But I think he is in the wrong because he is not taking it healthily. Like, I feel like there's so many things, like, he could talk with the player, talk with the DM, maybe ask him to not take that magic item that level out the stats. Instead, he's just getting mad at all the details, which is understandable, but instead of addressing it, he's just sitting in it and going to the other players and being like, you should be mad at him too for this.
And that's just going to cause rifts at table that could have been addressed session 1 or even the session before this character came back. As soon as they said they were coming as a new class, if that bothered you, you should have talked to the DM about it. Or the player. Or the player.
Been like, hey man, I'm playing a paladin.
Or like, we really missed your monk. Why aren't you playing your monk character we all loved? You can ask questions. It does make me wonder if maybe you already were kind of like a little annoyed at them for returning, which I can understand, but you said you're happy, so I can't, just be happy and then try to make the best of the situation and communicate properly. But I do think that if you're already this annoyed by them having a magic item that made them better than you or stronger than you, whatever you want to say, with more ability points, I feel like maybe you're just feeling very territorial or very, for lack of a better word, like insecure about your player's position at table. And maybe that just needs to be addressed because otherwise this will come up again.
Yep.
That's my opinion. All right, first reply is, so remember, the question was, am I wrong for being bitter and angry at him for joining back as my class with insanely boosted stats, or am I being petty for petty's sake? Also, insanely boosted.
It's not.
Y'all, it was one magic item. You all have access to magic items, it seems like, I would guess. Chill out. It's not insanely boosted stats. It's not broken build. That's... He had a dump stat with a magic item to fix his dump stat, okay? Like, chill out. That's my opinion. But the first reply says, I mean, a bit. There's no reason why classes can't overlap. The item thing is a bit in that there's a slight advantage to it. As a DM, I would definitely enforce multi-class restrictions, e.g. he can't because his unmodified strength isn't the required minimum, but then his stat line shouldn't be too wonky from it. So again, if you had just addressed it or said, hey, can we fix this somehow, some way? You never know what could have been addressed, but instead you've been festering over it and upset and talking with other players, and you guys have all been upset together. And somebody replied to that saying, especially if they have different oaths, their kits might be more different than OP realizes, defensive versus offensive, which is totally something we've noticed with
and there's a lot of
builds.
paladins that are also great at utility, or not as much utility, but like there's some great crowd control ones. Like depending on your spell list, your your character and how they interact with the game as a whole changes so much.
Right.
Especially like, for example, our bards. The only difference, besides like a few of the class abilities, of course, is their spell list and what spells they have access to and can cast, and that's such a huge difference.
Well, that's what I'm saying is it seemed like you said that you felt weird the moment he said paladin. Did you wait to see? Did you wait to hear? Or did you just get pissed the moment you heard paladin?
Yeah.
That's what I would be worried about. Okay. And somebody else said, the returning player is truly history's greatest monster. But seriously, get over yourself. I get it being really frustrating or like, a time of change. But get over yourself.
Yeah.
I think really, I understand the feelings, but then address it. Just like, the feelings are valid to have, but the actions are not, in my opinion. Yeah, the actions are not valid. So the DM gave him a choice of rare magic item, and he decided to use it to get a bunch of extra ability points instead of a cool unique ability. That seems fine. That's like pretty normal.
And I think the gauntlets of ogre strength, I can't remember their exact rarity, but about the same rarity of magic item, he could have gotten like a more powerful sword.
Totally, there were so many options.
I know a flaming greatsword, 4d6 damage, double what a basic greatsword would be, which is what paladins can wield, or at least one of their most high damage weapons is rare. It's rare quality. I think ogres of gauntlets of ogre strength might also be rare, maybe uncommon.
Yeah.
But either way, he gets a +4 to his hit and damage, or he does double damage on every hit. And it's a magic weapon as well, so he ignores resistances. Don't get me wrong, it's annoying. It's a little power gaming. I can see why he would be annoyed because no one else in the group did that, but also no one else in the group came in with a magic item. But he didn't get it as bad as he can.
Yeah. Well, and everybody at any point, maybe again, I tend to not care about power builds very much. I do not optimize at all. Everybody at the table is more optimized than me. That's something, that's the cross I choose to bear. But everybody, woe is me. But at any point when you're building a character, you can choose to have a dump stat and then try and chase things to improve your dump stat. Everybody has a different path. You're allowed to do that. I tend to try and go pretty flat across the board for the most part. And I'd rather be...
She tries to get no negative stat.
Yeah.
It's all 10s, 12s, 14s, and then 116.
If I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail naturally. I do not need to have a negative.
These ones, they're all natural.
Yeah. Oh, and then that reply continued and says, I'm always 100% in favor of multiple players having the same class. There's no reason to ever tell someone they shouldn't pick a role just because someone else already has it. That's not only insanely petty, but it doesn't even make sense because you can play two characters with completely identical builds, totally different at the table. And even if you play them the same, it's just shit, this is cool. Now the party has a pair of paladins who can do cool paladins things in tandem, which is what you were talking about, the dude bro characters. Yeah. Or the two characters can create their own side stories where they struggle about different ideas of how best to be a paladin. Yeah. Your group becomes the paladin party, where your main thing is front and center stage a lot of the time. I really think this is just a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you were automatically annoyed, so you assume it's never going to work out, when really, you didn't try anything to improve it. Again, the feelings are valid, but not doing anything about it and just being, pissy,
Yeah.
Not great.
Not great moves. Doesn't look good for you, buddy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Watch out, Buster.
So, I have 2 other stories, but we will save those for next time. I also thought it'd be fun, maybe if we continue this series, to roll a d4 at the beginning to see how many stories we do.
Oh.
So yeah, we can see like how many like stories
cool.
we get. I think that'd be fun.
Cool. And then also people can tell like, oh, this is a 30-minute video. I'm gonna get 3 stories.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Cool. That means I have to actually like make a bigger pool of stories. I'll have to do some research. But what would you say was the most painful story today? We had the woman.
Yeah.
We had the bathroom break. And we had the same class. The woman hurt. That was awful.
Saying a slur off the gate. You haven't, like, the horses haven't even, the cars haven't lined up at the beginning of the racetrack. And it, oh, no.
No, that one was bad. Especially, I could feel that pain of, like, trying something new at table and then getting so immediately shut down and embarrassed and humiliated, especially when it has to do with something you're dealing with in your personal life. That could just be, that hurt me a lot. But that would at least have a bit of a happy ending, where they at least were, like, able to work through things.
Yeah, got rid of the toxic
person, but then also were able to kind of, like, reunite with that character build. So that's fun. That's happy. I feel like for the most part, you and I agreed on all 3 of the stories.
It's almost like we're married.
I know, it's almost like we align on a lot of things, but it would be more fun if we find a story in this series where we disagree, actually. That'd be fun. That should be my goal. Maybe I should try and find a story where you and I will disagree. That'd be fun. Well, anything else we need to say?
We have Stormlight RPG podcast with a few episodes up.
We make mostly a lot of shorts, though.
Yeah,
so,
mostly a lot of shorts. But if you want a Stormlight RPG podcast, check out our full-length videos.
We also post on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep. And links are in our account bio.
We'll probably have in the description too.
And also in our account bio, there is a link to our community Discord server, which is currently sitting at 20 members.
Yeah, 20 members. We haven't really pushed it, though.
There's been like 5 that joined in the last month.
Yeah.
Right now it's very small, but I mean, we just have room, our channel, so.
Yeah, we have room for like character art and talking about character builds and just, kind of talking about like DMing problems and also just chatting. So if you want a place to hang, you can hang. I don't remember the rules. Do we make it 18 plus?
There is a rule set.
Okay, there's a rule set in there.
But it's an open invite. You just had to go through the like 5 questions on it.
Yep.
And I mean, feel free to run games inside of it, or at least have that as a meeting point for.
We have run a couple games in there so far.
Yeah, we've done a few one-shots, and we have one of my players is soon to start a full-length campaign.
So if you are a person looking for a group and you're easygoing and want to just hang out, that's totally a place. We're not super hardcore there though, so if
we have quite a few people who are brand new to D&D as well and are very excited to get into it. So if there's any DMs out there or players who want to run, we have a host of players ready to try.
And if you're a noob, we're totally welcoming to noobs. But if you want to watch another video of ours, I'll put something up here. And subscribe if you want to see more things like this, or if you want to watch our silly little shorts.